So welcome to this video about budget gardening. Um, so I've been going over and kind of seeing if the kale that I planted is kind of progressing. And I have some seeds that I've been using. They are actually quite old. They are supposed to be sold until 2022. And I bought some of these types of seeds during the pandemic when it was very much discounted. And so I noticed that some of them that are kind of older seeds, they are not really kind of kickstarting in terms of sprouting. But I still see progress, to be honest. Not like mega plants, obviously, but they are at least starting. So I figured that I would go ahead and sow a little bit more kale varieties. And honestly, every year over the past few years when I've been doing this, I've been very late sowing, sweet fennel. I've been very late on sowing this, and I like to eat sweet fennel. I like to buy it, but it's very expensive here. I would say it's around 5-6 euros per kilo or per piece, And so I was successful growing sweet fennel one year, and I don't know what I really did to make them grow well, but I think they were just having a lot of heat, like warm temperature, and they were doing really well, and they had a lot of nutrients. And honestly, I think I sow them, or not sow them, but I was growing them in a seed bag. So I just cut holes in a seed bag, and that's where I had sweet fennel, and I got like very nice sweet fennel. But I would like to eat this, like, not from the supermarket, but like directly harvested. Try and grow it myself, to have like early in this like summer, or potentially even in May. Even if they are very small, it's like I don't know what you call it, primeur kind of vegetable. To have these the taste of sweet fennel, and I think it's always nice to think about the vegetables that you want to grow, that you will harvest in December or November next, autumn, that you're sowing in January. But it's also nice to think about the kind of primeur types of, like, these very um, just smaller kinds of vegetables that you want to harvest in like early June, or like even in May, and just have the taste of fresh vegetables directly from garden. Because here in Sweden, we don't have super fresh vegetables. They are often, coming from somewhere, and you can taste that there is not so much taste in the vegetables that they sell in the supermarket here. And I'm vegan, so I really love vegetables. I like to eat a lot of vegetables. So yeah, I figure I'm gonna sow some of this now, and I will probably make a second batch in a tray of this later on. And I have prepared, I think I have prepared, 3 containers for where I'm gonna sow these varieties that I will show you. So one is sweet fennel, and I think I might gonna put this one in a container that is behind the camera. I also gonna sow more of this red cabbage and mix together a tray with Savoy kale. So put these in the same container because I have a lot of these seeds. For example, this package have 500 seeds, so you can kind of imagine how many there are in this bag. I just want to make sure that I make the most out of usage. And honestly, I ordered like I think it's 2 meter, like multiplied with the 50 or 100 meter like cover. It's like a plastic cover that you put on the ground, and you can make hole in it and put down the, you know, like small plants, so for example red cabbage or something. And I know that a lot of people say that you can use organic materials such as newspapers and cartons to cover the ground around the plants. And I did this kind of last year, but we have a lot of sun hours in the summertime here, like around the clock. So I feel like it doesn't really make so much, and also it can be a lot of rain, so any kind of newspaper stuff I put on the ground, they're gonna like mulch very quickly. So I think I need to use something more unorganic to cover, especially in the areas where I do not want to do a lot of weeding, you know. So for example around the kale, I just want to leave the kale and put some nutrients to them every now and then, but I don't want to have to maintain these plants as they are going outdoor and growing. So yeah, I will sow these again a little bit in another tray here, and then I'm gonna put another tray of green kale. This is one of my favorite vegetables, green kale. So I figure I'm gonna do that. Now I have like 2 containers. I don't know, I think it's not gonna be possible for me to show the camera here, but I just have green kale seeds and sprinkle them in the tray here. I will see how many of these actually work, because the seed bag is kind of older. One bag like this of seeds, it lasts for 250 plants, so it's a lot. I will also put some of these green kale to, you know, kind of use up the seeds that I have here. I think I bought these for like almost like I think 3 cents euro, because they were like on sale. So that's why I have a lot of these. But I have not had the time to use up all of these green kales, because it's a lot of seeds in one bag. It will last a long way. And then I also gonna put more of this, and I actually have some plants. I think I'm gonna put all these red cabbage, because I will put all of those, because this one is something I purchased on sale 1 year, and I think they are like on the last usage here. And then I also gonna add some of these Savoy kale from this bag into the same container, and I'm gonna mark every container what it is that I have going on growing in them, because that's something very important to do, to really keep track on this over time. But I have ordered these plastic marking sticks from Shein, because they were super good price, and I'm waiting for them to come in the post, because I know that it was around 100 of them, and I will mark every container where I have planted. And then now I'm just gonna show you a little. So this is the section going on here. So I planted in this container the green kale. You can see I got a lot more seeds here that I can make use of. Green kale and red cabbage And then I'm gonna put the fennel seeds in there. Yeah, I wanted to show you just that there is tiny progress going on here. I planted these a few days ago. This is white cabbage, and you can see that they are starting to sprout. And I just want to show something, because this room that I have here has a temperature of around, let me try and show. Yeah, I'm gonna flip this one. I don't know if you can see. This is Celsius, and you can also see Fahrenheit, but it's around 7 to 6 degrees inside this room. So it's very cold, but still the cabbage, the white cabbage seeds are doing, like, they are kind of sprouting in here. So I wouldn't say necessarily that you need to have, I'm just gonna find somewhere to place this phone. I wouldn't say that you need to have like 18 degrees to grow any seeds from the start like this. You can actually have like only a few degrees in the room, especially if it's like kale. I wouldn't suggest this for other seeds in general, but when it concerns kale, they are quite tough plants. And obviously, as I said, I'm gonna mark out what grows in each of those containers. And now I'm just gonna plant this sweet fennel in the container I have right over here. So, and I kind of think it's better to be a little bit ahead of the schedule here with the kale, tomatoes, and bell peppers and chilies, because I don't know, even if I go maybe travel, if I do something, I might get busy, you know. So I just want to make sure that I have planned out all this. You know, here is sweet fennel seeds, and this actually smells. And I think, I don't know if you can, because you can buy like a, you know, like a spice herb kind of bag with these types of seeds in, and I don't know if that is equal to this seeds, because then you don't need to buy like a special seed package. You can just maybe buy the fennel that they sell in the spice section in the supermarket. But I think that is a other kind of how do you say, other kind of variety of fennel. But this smells very nice of fennel. I think this is like a kind of luxurious form of vegetable to actually grow. It's easy to grow, but it's just like a little bit more interesting in my opinion. So now I have done that, and I'm just gonna find a lid somewhere. Okay, I think I got it somewhere else. So my next project is the continuous kind of ongoing tomato repotting, and I got a lot of this. I got a lot of tomatoes still to repot. I mean, I was doing some of them. I will show. I've been doing quite a few of them, but I didn't have time to do all of them in one. So here are quite a few of tomatoes that are so far growing, and I keep them in these cartons. And today I kind of remove the plastic that I keep over, because I kind of want to get a bit of an airflow to these plants. And here you can see I still got a lot of space, so I'm gonna repot some more. And I also have some in here that I'm gonna repot. And then I saw that in this container there are some seeds starting. I think these are parsley. I don't know if you can see, but there is some green going on there. So yeah, I think this kind of works really well because you can very quickly come up to like I don't know, let's say 50 tomato plants if you want to have like a lot of tomato plants. Maybe you grow them in a tunnel, or maybe you grow them in a large greenhouse. So I still have some tomatoes here to repot because I haven't had time for it because I got some stuff otherwise. Also, you know, that takes up my time. So now I'm gonna try and get these into individual pots. And so yeah, I think I'm kind of on the good in terms of kale varieties that I have planted, that I actually have gotten them in the ground. And I also have I'm happy that I have repot almost all these smaller tomatoes, and next will be the bell peppers and the aubergines that also need to be repotted, and I'm gonna try and get that done in this next few days, so still in January basically, because I have a lot more to do in terms of plants, and I want to get those done and see how much space the bell peppers and chilies and aubergines are gonna take up, so that I can sort of you know, estimate where I will be keeping all the plants and kind of make sure that I have space for all of them until I'm gonna plant them out. I also very happy that I went ahead and got this special material to cover the ground with to prevent weeds from growing. I think that's gonna make a very good it's gonna make a big difference basically, because I will not have to do anything about that later on. I mean, I will still need to do some, but not like a lot, so it will not take up a lot of time. I kind of, you know, one thing about this is that obviously this is fun in some ways, maybe, but I don't want to have like too much stuff that I must do with this. It should only be like that I feel like I have time for this, not like that it get overwhelming to actually handle, because you know, you might, as a gardener, you might do some other stuff as well. You might, for example, go travel, and then you don't want to have a lot of your you know, green plants needing a lot of attention while you will be away. And as well, for I think a lot of people who are gardening, and if you have like job during the weekdays or during the weekend or something, you need to kind of adjust to when you actually will be doing this repotting schedule and stuff like that. So that's also something to think about. Now I did end up with quite a few tomato plants here, but I think I might be, I mean, I could probably survive off all these tomatoes, like the harvest that would be from them. so I would not have to buy so much food, and you know, that may not be something negative. I don't know if I'm gonna honestly repot these super tiny tomatoes, but I think they're still gonna do well in terms of growing and maybe producing, you know, tomatoes at the end. But I definitely feel like they are very small to repot. So I did have some other ones that are a little bit bigger. For example, this one. I mean, they are just way too small. I think I'm gonna put in some containers like 2 plants, and we will see. Maybe I can later on kind of repot them, because here as well I got 2 more plants, and I think I will just, I don't want to throw them away at this point, because I don't know which one's gonna do best, but I definitely think I could put some containers that have 2 of these tomatoes in. So I seen actually in terms of YouTube, I've seen some people who buying seeds and doing like I don't know, hauls of it, and I think that those videos are quite interesting to see. So now I have another container where I can sow something, and I have more plants that I will be sowing. So any container for, you know, for growing is good. But now I am so far done with the tomatoes, and I'm gonna put them to the same location where I got the other ones, and I'm gonna cover the tops of the plastic containers where I put the sweet fennel. So yeah, so still like on track with sowing in January, and I think, you know, I might end up with an abundance of plants and maybe some harvest as well. So yeah,